barbershoppodcast.com. This is Kevin's Barbershop, and you're in for a treat tonight. Not just because Ryan and myself are full of our jovial, intelligent humor and insight, but we got something really awesome for you that's hot off the presses, another Hamilton musical release. Someone that you may have heard of, but if you haven't, you're going to get a chance to hear what he's been doing and what he's put together. A 5-year odyssey known as Unleash the Hounds. And at Boxo Studio, from the darkest corners of the Hamilton Mountain Crook at the bottom, we've got Tommy Gunn in the studio today. How you doing, Tommy?
Good, Kevin. Yourself?
Very good. Excellent. Awesome to have you in the studio.
Well, thank you for having me.
And you've brought your bag man with you.
Yes, my manager.
Manager, Mr. Kirk Douglas. You met him from Spartacus. He was awesome in that.
He was
Temple's
indeed.
not as deep anymore.
He never ages, this guy. Right?
Yeah, but you do need someone to carry the money bags.
Yeah.
That's why I find that in rock and roll, you do need someone to carry the money bags, because God knows it's an easy job, right? Because that's why everyone's doing it.
Yes. Yes.
No, you come from a really interesting, nice slab of Hamilton musically.
Royalty.
Loyalty and
royalty,
yeah. And
quote unquote Kelly J.
Yeah, and him and so many others must have come through your door and through your dad's door over the years. Why don't you tell the uninitiated about how you came up in this business and how family.
Yeah, family for sure.
For sure was a big part of that.
All around too. My mom's side, my grandfather played piano, and my uncle Tom played drums, and of course my dad, Sonny Del Rio, he also produced this CD, Unleash the Hounds. Like him and his buddies used to, actually record a CD when I was 10 years old. In the basement of our house, and the whole band lived with us for like 9 months. So.
And that was normal. That's what Dad did.
That's correct.
Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah.
And to everyone else whose dad worked at an insurance office or something like that, that must have been pretty cool. At times.
Yeah, at times for sure. I was always proud. You know what I mean? Like, he did do jobs. He did work, in a factory. He worked at Studebaker when he was a kid, and he worked at John Deere. But always music.
Yeah,
that's why we dedicated that picture to him inside the CD.
Yeah,
of the old Studebaker plant, which will cease to exist very soon.
Yeah, a big part of Hamilton history that Studebakers were made up here up until about 1960 or
53.
53.
They closed, and that plant's been abandoned for all them years.
All those years,
it's crazy, eh?
But one thing I'll say for Facebook is that your dad posts some pictures, and it's one thing that does come to mind. He was a serious musician at quite a young cat,
Oh yeah,
and so growing up,
55 years of rock and roll this year,
yeah,
and still rolling for sure.
And he's such a supporter of music and always eager and always enthusiastic,
exactly,
about what it has to offer and what he brings to it.
Plus the fact of he's just renowned for what he does for charity work and benefits, and he gives to others all the time.
Yeah. So. And you won't find a person who doesn't love your dad.
Oh yeah, for sure. Besides, he's like probably one of the best sax players in the country.
Yeah,
correct.
Like, he was. He's been. The Blues Society labeled him the best sax player in the country a couple of times. I think it was in '98 or something like that. But he's great, man, and he's on my CD, plays on a couple of songs, and he's fabulous.
Yeah, and supported you. Did you have a love for music that was natural, like, or was it something that you kind of went away from and came back to, and went away from and came back to?
Well, when I was 10, I took sax lessons once. And when I was 15, I started playing the guitar. Right. So, that's my instrument for sure.
But you have the ability to have to feel a tune and hear it in your head.
Oh yeah,
something that's always been part. So it's something you've known you wanted to do. It's not like something like, for me, I didn't really start playing seriously until I was in my 30s, and I guess that wasn't the case with you.
Well, actually, it wasn't. But I had a family, and I wanted to raise them a little differently, not so much musically, community wise.
Right.
So I took a day job, and I raised my family. I still played guitar and everything just for my own benefits and wrote my songs just for my own benefits. But now my kids are old enough that I can really, blow it out. So I did that.
I totally relate to that because I did the same thing, but I've never been able to put it so well. To raise my family not so musically community oriented.
Like I was raised, Hey, what's that smell, Mom?
No, Ryan was living here. It's not a family environment. No.
It wasn't.
Give it talk about family. What you're asking and Tommy about Tommy and I being related. Our families through the generations have been involved in music.
Yes.
From one way or another. There's pictures of the uncles all playing together years ago.
Yeah.
And this is relayed down through where we have Tommy's son Jeff. Plays drums on one of our tracks.
Right. No Justice, Just Us. Yeah.
So we've got 3 generations of.
And my dad on sax.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Song. So this is kind of new for us because this is actually the first, the second show that we haven't had live music. The other fellow was a filmmaker, so it didn't really apply. But I totally get where you're coming from. Like this is a serious rock and roll album.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely plugged in.
Yeah, and we're not in a situation where we can accommodate a full band. So we're going to get to hear a few extra cuts off the track. I want you to talk about some of the different players, some of the different people who have contributed to the sound on this CD, because that'll take us in a whole other bunch of directions with different webs.
Yeah, for sure. Well, tons of people.
Well, let's go. Let's do it song by song.
Life is Easy.
Life
for
is
instance.
Easy.
Life is Easy is the opening song, and it's my friend, a Chinese fellow named Chow Chin Lin, actually introduces us, and
not the Jewish Chow Chin Lin.
No, not the Jewish one. The Chinese one. Yeah, okay. And you can tell he's got very, very good karaoke skills.
Okay,
and and they get better as the night goes on.
Yeah. But he introduces us, and I got to tell you, I was so lucky and really thoroughly enjoyed the guitar playing of Mark Gemmell. Man, that it was a buried treasure that I discovered. I've known Mark since I was 15, but I brought him in. I had everything done. All the guitars were done. Everything was done. I had one lead guitar track to lay down. Mark laid it down, and Georgie, my dad, looked at me, and we recorded all the guitars over again with Mark. He's just fabulous, man. Yeah. The cat's
virtuoso guitar player.
And it's nice, because you're producing in your head thinking, it's like, honestly, we want this to be the musical experience. And if someone affects you, and takes you out of that comfort zone where there was no other guitar parts.
Right.
He's changed it,
Right.
But at the same point, he gets what you're writing.
Exactly. Exactly. Right? And it just flowed. And, he was coached a little bit by Georgie Fab. And I got to tell you, that's where I recorded it at a Cellar Full of Noise. And Georgie was the recording engineer / slight producer.
And you've known Georgie Fab for a long time.
I've known Jack. Don't call him an engineer. He hates it. Okay?
I've known Georgie since I was 9 years old. So, he's family to me, sort of. And, and he's a perfectionist. And, we got into a little bit of arguing, slightly a difference of opinions, but he always won, and he was always right.
Yeah. And he knows not to suck the life out of it. It's one thing that, you get it right, but he doesn't, obviously, when you listen to it, it's got feel, it's got chunk to it. It's not milled out, so there's nothing.
Well, quite honestly, the album itself, if you look at most hard rock or metal sound albums, they are not sonically what we have.
Yeah.
Being produced where it was, being mastered where it was by Nick Bagona, it is just fabulous.
Yeah, and like I said, I wouldn't trust anybody else like Georgie. You know what I mean? I've known him since I was 9. He's like an uncle to me. Right. So, and he's got a perfect ear, and he's been in the business a long time and worked with a lot of really cool people.
And there's nobody more modest.
Yeah,
to be honest with you,
he's a great guy.
Yeah,
and my father, produced it. Who else would I trust? You know what I mean? He's fabulous. And I was fortunate enough to see my dad play with King Biscuit Boy and Kelly J. The 3 of them, it was magic. And I was, like I said, I was lucky enough to see it and hear it. And Richard's great. He was great, man.
You,
Growing up
you
living
have a,
it,
you have
yeah.
a sonical reference point in your head, where so you know what it's got to sound like. You know,
Oh, yeah.
It's like so you were not going to settle for
Anything
something
less,
that didn't
you know?
come short.
For sure.
All right, I think we should spin the title track or the lead track off of Unleash the Hounds.
Life is easy,
life
man.
Is easy. So
Life is easy.
Life is easy. The first track, and this is from barbershoppodcast.com, and we got some Tommy Gunn off of Unleash the Hounds. Life is easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Gunn!
Said life was easy, was quite the fool. Always being fed with the silver spoon. Never knowing stresses of getting out of messes, and never having to freak out. Whoever said life is hard is someone you can't trust. He always listens while he's willing to discuss. Never compromising or ever criticizing, and always looking out for you.
Life is easy, right?
Yeah, man. If you got
Yeah.
$1 million,
Got the right attitude.
yeah.
I was just saying when I was listening to that, I've got a lot of LPs, and there's a lot of stuff that in there that's evocative of your style, of what you play, and that almost shankerish, you know, really good grooving, pounding rock and roll. It's almost a dying thing. There's not a lot of people who are in the public eye who are doing this anymore.
That's true. and rock shall never die.
No,
right?
that's right. Rock has got a hell of a following that isn't being serviced.
That's
and
right.
I hate to say, I go out to bars and it could be a blues night, it could be whatever, and there's always some good-looking chick with blonde hair who's like, there's no heavy metal, there's no metal, there's no, and by heavy metal she doesn't mean Slipknot, she means
Sabbath.
Some
Sabbath
people,
or
Dio.
some people,
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people
yeah,
just
man.
don't want to dance
Iron
all
Maiden,
night.
Judas
No.
Priest. Yeah.
I don't want to dance ever.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you. And I think this is, rock and roll, but I think it's, 2013 rock and roll, with a twist of metal, and I really dig it myself.
Yeah, and you like a good guitar sound, and you just love the parts and
Mark
the drums.
is great, man.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And the drummer, Dave Kovacs, he was on 10 of 12 tracks. I had Jack Pedler from Teenage Head, Coyote Shivers. He's on one track.
And Paul, you got on one. Right?
No, it's my son.
Okay.
My son Jeffrey is on, as well as my dad, 3 generations.
Yeah.
No Justice, Just Us. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So you see, as far as like playing, there used to be much more of a Chitlin circuit for rock and roll. It's harder to get that going. How do you, or you're pretty active in social media. You've got a manager, so you realize that this is a hard slogging deal to get your name and get your music, get your face out there.
It totally is, man. And playing in bars and stuff like that. I've done that. My band played 40 shows and 2 summers ago, and it's like really discouraging.
Yeah.
When you play your heart out to 5 people in the bar, or 10 people in the bar, you know what I mean? Like it's a rare, that the bar is sold out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's I think I've seen that on both sides, where it's like if someone's making money, everyone's happy, but if it's hard to justify paying the band what they're worth if people aren't coming out. So how the hell do you get people out?
It's a
Because
catch-22,
they still
yeah.
want it, and I just don't know if there's some sort of music meat funnel that you've got
yeah.
to put people in.
How do we do it? How do we
That's
do
right.
it? What's it?
That's right in the grinder with you.
It's a hard thing, so.
It's the toughest industry in the world.
It is.
It really
To
is.
have to be at the top 1/2 of 1% to make meal
Correct.
money, it's like I don't know any other business that's like that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you know what? If you're doing it all about the money, you're doing it for all the wrong
Well,
reasons.
that's
So
But my dad says, if you go to New York City, no matter where you stay, it's about 45 minutes to the rock, zone in New York City. So 45 minutes from here is Toronto.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Correct.
that's where you got to go and play. Like personally, that's where I'm going to go and play.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to play in Hamilton as well, but
No, I'm curious what you got planned, because it's obviously you've been you're doing some publicity, some press. You've got the CD out. Any experience so far with iTunes or CD Baby or being any online?
it's loaded. It's on iTunes. It's on
Good.
CD Baby. It's on Amazon. It's out there.
Yeah.
So get them.
So good.
Go get them.
Yeah.
And
Hit
so
'em up.
and we're going to put it. There's links on our website, barbershoppodcast.com. If you're listening to it, you're probably aware of that right now. But there's going to be links to Tommy's sites there. But for anyone who's just listening to in a car or something right now, where get a hold of you with your email address.
Tommy Gunn Music at
Tommy
yahoo.ca.
You have working on a.
Or my manager's email address, kdg66600@gmail.com.
correct.
All right. And
I only check that about 9,000 times a day.
and
So-
Yeah.
you got to
He's
be.
he's on top of the situation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Kirk
Yeah.
Douglas, the king of schmooze. Yeah, that's it, bro.
So in the immediate future, what have you got planned? You're going to get this band, and you're thinking, this is the rock and roll experience I got to put together.
Yeah, the band's going to come together, and we're going to hopefully do quite a few shows this spring and this summer. And, the band's going to be hot.
Yeah.
Definitely hot. Mark Gemmell is unbelievable, like I said. And, as you can hear for yourself,
Yeah.
he is fabulous, really gifted. So it should be great.
Yeah, and it's also to be said, as we said, we're like 99.9% of the CDs that are ever come out of this place, and that the people come in here, they're available at Cheapies, and
Dr.
Disc.
Disc as well, and Crash Landing as well.
Crash Landing is they're just at Ottawa and Cannon. They're actually on Cannon now.
Yeah, that's correct.
But go see them.
hard to find a parking spot.
It is. Sometimes you have to get someone to tuck and roll in the
We got
passenger
yelled
seat.
at
Yeah,
a few
you gotta
times.
watch the guy with the bat. When
Yeah,
you pull
we
in
tried
there.
to pull a fast one. Buddy was right there.
He was right there.
Get the hell out of here.
It's just 2 lanes, 100 miles an hour. They call it Cannon Street for a reason.
Yeah, he was warming up the backhand and we split.
Old school. That's how you do
for
it.
sure, bro.
All right. I want to hear some more rock and roll. So
All right.
I'm
Sounds fabulous
interested.
to me.
Tell me about Go, Go, Go.
Go, go, go. It's a fun song. It's total rock and roll, and it's just like its title, Go, Go, Go. I think it makes all the girls get up and dance.
Dance.
You know?
Got that bum wiggle factor.
Yeah, yeah.
Aggressive enough that men can drink to it,
Oh, yeah.
but women can dance to it.
Exactly.
All right. We got Go, Go, Go here for you. BarbershopPodcast.com.
You know my baby, she's got 2 left feet. The girl get up and when she hits the beat, you know she go, go, go. Yeah, she loves to go, go, go. You know my baby, she was built for love. When I'm inside it feels just like a glove because she go, go, go. Yeah, she loves to go, go, go. She was a no, no, no. Oh, she loves to go, go, go. So when you know, yeah, you go, go, go. She won't say no, no, no. She loves to go, go, go. She won't say no, no, no. Everybody go, go, go. Go! She won't say no, no, no. Everybody go, go, go.
Go, go, go.
Go, go.
Yeah. Man, good tune.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
You delivered, did not lie. So, Kirk, tell me a Hamilton music story. You probably got about 10 million of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Remember, you can say anything you want. You can swear.
oh,
I know you
man.
can't slander, though, right?
Are you sure?
You can change.
Well,
Do you know what you're
you
saying?
can slander as much as you would to
we've been
somebody's
slandered
face.
all
I
our
told you he
lives.
was the king of schmooze, bro.
Nobody gets slandered.
You know
They
what?
get slathered.
No, we grew up the same way. Musical families doing the thing, had the gig in the basement. We lived blocks away, out the back door.
Yeah.
So if
Little Chicago.
if we weren't
Little Chicago
That's
is
it.
Indian
Crescent,
yeah.
Upper Wentworth and Mohawk.
yeah,
Okay, and it,
Yeah.
and we just a lot heavy Italian influence in the when it was built. Or?
no,
No.
we were out of there long before that.
Oh, just wondering how it got its name, Little Chicago.
Because
or-
it was like, corrupt a little
Gangstery.
bit. Yeah. That's it,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
You know.
All the rounders lived there. Right?
yeah, I like it. And Rounders is for those of you, I actually looked it up once. It says a person of questionable repute. Yeah, someone, questionable repute. But it's kind of worn with a coat of pride in some areas. It certainly describes. And people would then turn on became an adjective and a verb and a noun. It's like that was round. That guy is round.
Yeah, man.
You got it.
So you're gonna dig the lyrics in Hounds of Hamilton because I talk about me being round. You know what I mean?
Correct.
In this town my whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I love this town. I really do. The people are really cool.
It gave you the meat for the what you put together on the CD. Obviously,
for sure.
Well, you got to remember the whole album is by Hamiltonians for Hamiltonians about Hamiltonians.
Yeah.
Like there's real stories on there.
Yeah.
Once we hear maybe Evelyn, everyone will understand.
Yeah.
But it's it's all for the people of Hamilton.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's got a sound, and just like Crowbar in its day, it was so unique to Hamilton and yet universally appealing that it drew on so many influences. That whole TH&B funnel, that
huge.
I appreciate you saying that because with the influence of Kelly J and his dad and King Biscuit Boy, God rest his soul,
Paul Panchizak,
you know what?
Yeah.
A huge influence.
Yeah.
Huge influence.
Jack Pedler,
the Jack Pedler, I think, will be the one. When he finally comes on the show, will be the one that was mentioned in every other show.
Yeah.
He's a universal guy.
He's legendary. He should have his own show. Actually,
he should.
That could be a drinking game for the podcast. Every time they mention Jack Pedler, take a drink.
Drink up. Yeah,
I'll track him down. That's still. I don't know. Does he have the same phone number? We'll have to talk.
911. Yeah.
Too funny. Okay, well, I couldn't get any round stories. I wasn't asking you to name any names or anything like that. But Tommy, how about you? And I'm going to play Hounds of Hamilton. But tell me something, a story that was kind of like in your head when you're writing this song. Something that inspired it or something that reminded you of you.
The whole city. You know what I mean? Yeah. My dad, my mom. My mom. I love my mom. And, she was a big influence, and her family, of course, were a huge influence on me. My dad and all my friends. I have a lot of friends in this town, you know what I mean, being born and raised here. And, it's a party song, you know what I mean? And Kelly J, Crowbar, Richard, King Biscuit Boy, Richard Newell, of course, they all had a huge influence on me. Not to mention, like Ray Materick as well.
Friend of the show.
Those are all Hounds of Hamilton, man.
This is what the Hounds of Hamilton is all about.
We're so lucky and gifted to have these people, man. Georgie Fab, Mark Severn, the late Mark Severn, you know what I mean? Like, all these people are so talented. Tom Wilson, he's on the track as well.
On our track too,
Yeah, with Kelly J and my dad, Sonny Del Rio, for sure. It's a great track, man. It really is.
So it not only speaks of it, it is constructed of it. And it oozes of it, I guess.
It does,
So it's like not just not just a cheap talk, Ryan. It's the real deal.
And on the Hounds of Hamilton, Johnny Stone is the guitar player. That's Georgie Fab, aka Bob Johnson.
Nice.
Yeah, he plays guitar.
How many names does he have?
Yeah. He plays guitar on this track, and Jack Pedler is on drums on this track.
Correct.
And my father, Sonny Del Rio, is the sax man on this track, and Kelly J on the piano. Great.
So
stuff.
just in this song, you're going to get a taste of what you got of this whole album. It's Unleash the Hounds. It's available at Cheapies and Dr. Disc and Crash Landing here in Hamilton, or you can get it cdbaby.com or off of iTunes. Or if you see Tommy on the street or Kirk, you can leg tackle them and give them money.
Just say, hey man, how's it going? And I'm there. You know what I mean? I'm a friendly guy, man. Just like a lot of people in this town.
Right on. Okay, here's some Hounds of Hamilton from barbershoppodcast.com.
This one's going out to all you Hamilton hounds. Tommy Gunn! We grew up in this gold town. The place is full of ups and downs. Getting high since we guess that's where I get my soul. Oh mama, she is off the chart. I guess that's where I get my heart. The place is full of all our friends. It's where it starts, where it ends. Yeah.
It was 1957. Me and Red Suburns got into Winky's 32 Ford Roadster that rode up to Clapson Corners.
Hamilton, you gotta love this town. Hamilton, the place that made me round.
Took off over the skyway as the moon crested up over the escarpment. I remember looking at Winky and saying, bitch. Sonny Del Rio!
The place is full of all our friends. It's where it starts, where it ends. Yeah.
I'd never seen a 32 Roadster go that fast. I didn't think it would clear the cliff, but it did. Cleared it completely over the treetops. Man, the cat must be doing 115 miles an hour. Landed on all four and kept going.
The place is full of all our friends. It's where it starts, where it ends. Yeah. The place is full of all our friends. It's where it starts, where it ends. Yeah.
Fish and chips and hutches. Oscar Wee Wee!
Well, that's about as Hamilton as you get, eh?
Pretty round, eh, bro?
I rolled in it.
Just if I could interject here, anybody that just heard that, feel free to write a letter to Bob Young and suggest he has listened to it, please.
Yes, because I think he's a big rock fan, isn't Bob Young?
Well,
A big rock fan?
Bob Bertina
don't know.
Romero is a real rocker too. I'm hoping he hears it.
Yeah, at the very least, closet rockers. Someone will
Yeah,
give it a
for
listen.
sure.
And that's the great thing about CDs is they still put CD players in cars. It's kind of like hard drives and computers. They're really they're not going to give up on the fact that people are like, you know what, I just broke up with my boyfriend and I'm going to play the CD. But then again, it's probably on her iPod anyway. But the nice thing is it's available, right? On iTunes, you can get
It
that.
is.
You can download the puppy onto your smartphone or
That's it.
your iPod.
Well, yeah. What else can you get for
do?
$1? You
Yeah,
know.
true. You get something that makes you happy and something that would, take, a fair bit of production, a fair bit of work and money. You touched on it earlier. You spent a sum of money to record this, but if you were to put the actual, hours, not even counting your own, but everyone else's hours and the things that were donated and times of people playing on it, and people
for
give you
sure.
studio time discounts because they're behind to what you're doing. It's a tough tough thing to actually produce music. It doesn't come out of thin air.
That's right. It doesn't. It
No,
does not
people,
at all.
most people don't really know. The average listener doesn't know what it entails.
What were some of the cool things what happened when you were recording this? I know it took 5 years, and there was a couple little things that happened in and out. But what were some of the things that And you spoke already about the guitar parts at the end, like that was an eye opener. But what other things kind of happened when you were recording it?
Well, I really feel like when I hear my dad singing, some parts of this I know that's my dad. You know what I mean? Because we sing some parts I hear myself as my dad, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I can hear his voice in my voice, you know?
Right.
And that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Plus the fact that, it's another musical thing that my dad and I did together. That was really cool, man, and Georgie, you know what I mean? The three of us, were in the studio for most of the production, and, it was really cool. Like Georgie's great. I love the man, he's a great man. So, and plus, the people that we had in, the guests, of course, was fabulous, and to me, it was really cool because it's not like, wow, you know what I mean? How you doing? But these people are like family to me. So it was like, just another great, joyous visit.
Yeah, that's where we keep going back to the big old family in the Hammer.
Yeah.
Everybody helping each other. It's still there. People don't realize.
Having a few smokes and having fun. You know
That's
what I mean?
it.
Yeah.
And these
That's
guys
it.
are all professionals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm so gifted and lucky to have these people in my life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely right.
Very professional.
Yeah, it makes it tough sometimes when you look and you can't swing a cat without seeing someone who's so amazing. Sometimes you go, hey, I can do this too, or I can, I should be doing this, and instead of just sitting back with your jaw hanging open and enjoying, how good some of the people are around here.
Correct.
Oh man, this town is full of great musicians. You know what I mean?
And,
really,
and the people behind it.
Yeah,
People
for
behind
sure.
the scenes, like he's talking with Georgie Fab and Nick Magona being so close. People have no idea what can be done in this city.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, people from LA and everywhere else got to focus on Hamilton for about a year and watch what happens.
Yeah, we got to come from inside. I've thought about this, long and hard, and that, a lot of lip service played downtown at City Hall about art being the new steel. And those people know damn well about the musical integrity of this
Hard Rock
area.
Cafe, man.
Yeah,
it's got to happen.
It's instead of seeing just it has to be in town, just like you're not looking at just playing Hamilton.
No.
Now with the internet, it's like, wow, if we can figure out a way that people from all over the world can listen to this podcast and hear your music. Someone in Australia can listen to Tommy Gunn tune,
Absolutely,
for sure.
tonight, and that's a new world that didn't happen before. And we gotta, I think, get more support from our politicians in supporting the music and saying, let's see it bigger.
You know what? Absolutely
Exactly.
right.
My brother lives in Sweden. He's my European connection over there. He's doing what he can over there for me. And I'd love to do that. You know what I mean? I'd love to go anywhere and play, if it's feasible. You know what I mean? If it's not feasible, I can't do it.
Yeah,
you know what I
you
mean?
build your fan base, and a lot of times you can do that. And then that's sweet to be able to say, okay, I've got like 8 dates that I can do in Europe because someone fell in love with my music over there and put these videos
Exactly
together.
Japan,
he's
place.
got 1 or 2
Yeah, I
videos.
do.
He's got an album. It's like, yeah, he can play there.
Correct.
for sure.
And a lot of times there's a big hunger for Canadian music. We did take ourselves for granted, just like we do in Hamilton. But as a nation, I think
Exactly.
people really like. In general, I don't want to generalize,
sure,
but what
that's right.
comes out of Canada, because it's, we do have a really good, like I said, the rock history is great, the R&B, and then we got our own, influences in, Acadian and Cajun,
For sure,
the
man.
things that came up from that way that came over.
For sure. And, but, like you're absolutely right. Totally dead on with that. Canada has great musical background and musicians in general, you know what I mean? For sure, no question about it. People do appreciate it, for sure. We're loved all over the world,
Yeah. And you've seen, like we touched on, we see a lot of great ones come and go. We've
for
lost.
sure.
We're starting to get into that period now where the people who really influenced our lives are hitting that age where they're more vulnerable. So I think it's more important than ever that there are, we make attempts, to recognize and say this music is still, viable.
Exactly.
Yeah, for
And these
sure.
rockers, like we talked about earlier.
It's great.
All these old rockers.
Yeah.
these
You know what I
icons,
mean? You know,
I think a really cool retirement home, right? Where you figure, the guys playing are going to be in their 40s to 60s, and the people watching them are going to be in their 60s to their 90s,
No, we're trying to capture the younger generation.
I'm talking in 25, 30 years. It's like
5 years
everyone
in
is
Costa
normal
Rica,
right
you know
now.
what I mean?
Yeah. It's like it can't. But I've seen some really young, good rock. It's nice to see that it's just when you're sure that the kids today are only listening to recorded music, you see a really good young rock band, and it's like, wow, it's nice to see.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely.
Something
it's
about it
still
gets you
alive.
going.
Rock will never die. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'd see that. See, the big thing for this summer will obviously be the festival circuit, starting probably in May, and we'll be doing a lot of the bigger festivals, a lot of the outside gigs, and that's where we're at. Turn it loud and have a good time.
Exactly. So I want to touch a little bit about the single on this CD.
Yeah, tell me about the single.
You Were Right for Me. That's the single on the CD. It's a great track, I think. I love it. You know what I mean? I wrote it for my wife when we were separated. We separated for about 9 months, and I wrote a lot of tunes, but this one in particular, I'm back with her now.
Nice.
And, for the last 6 years, and it's been great. I've been with her for 28 years, minus the 9 months.
She's a great gal.
Kimberly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you find the right,
Lovely
You know
Kimberly.
what? She put up with him. I know she's a great gal.
Yeah, she's great.
See, it's great having a manager who knows you, who's known you for that long, and he's like he's an ass kicker, but he's also a back patter. You know?
You got it.
a
You
little
got
bit
it.
of both. All right, we're
the King of Schmooze.
the King of Schmooze. Highly recommends.
I'd like to shout out to Big Mike out there.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's a big promoter at Boxo North.
Right on,
up
bro.
and I
Absolutely
want you to
right.
keep it real in Sudbury and
for sure,
keep the
man.
nickel flowing and keep the love keep the love going.
I haven't met him yet, but the guy is a real cool cat, I
Yeah.
must say.
All right, you will. You have no choice.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, this is You Were Made for You. You were right
For me.
for me.
Exactly.
I made a lot of mistakes in my life, trying to make you happy, I couldn't get it right. And I got tired of seeing you frown, Such a pretty smile, I wanna see it once in a while. But you were right for me. You were right for me, yeah. You were right for me. You were right for me, yeah. I hope you find the man of your dreams, Kind of feel inside I finally gotta let you go. But that's okay, I'll fight for my life, I don't need no woman, I don't need no wife. But you were right for me. You were right for me, yeah. You were right for me. that's okay. I will survive, you know. 'Cause I got friends who bleed. Tell me, what else do I need? You were right for me. You were right for me. Yeah. You were right for me. You were right for me. Yeah. You were right, you were right, you were right, you were right, you were so right. You were right, you were right, you were right, you were so goddamn right. You were right, now I'm home.
Tommy Gunn, Unleash the Hounds, available now. GPs and Dr. Disc, who, you know what? I'm going to mention them on every damn show because I'm going to chase after those guys and get some money.
Right on, bro.
They're going to be sponsors. Hopefully they'll be watching right now. You know, Ryan and I are sizable dudes, and we'll come in with the mandolin case.
And very nicely ask you for money.
Money.
Correct.
But give you a receipt.
Yeah.
You know, there's other
Are we a
guys-
charitable donation?
I think-
We might be.
Yes,
We should
we can be very charitable.
Yeah.
We can be. We can be nice at times.
And then
This is going to work.
he's just bragging because he's got the new chair.
He's got the higher chair now. Wait till he figures out the pump on it. It'll be going up and down, you know.
This
And
is
we have
great
to
in the
release.
video, yeah.
Yeah, stop.
Going down, Mr. Ryan.
Oh, shit. Sorry, audio
Okay, I'm
listeners.
going to go to Chair World in the Chair District, and I'm going to ask them to sponsor my new chair. And I got a big logo right back here that says Chair World.
Yeah. It's a great chair.
It's like the Homer Simpson chair, the $2,000 vibrating chair. But let's not start talking about Simpsons. We'll be over.
No, thanks.
But but I mean, great stories make great songs, and you know, you find your ability as a songwriter. Has it always been?
personal experience.
Yeah.
For sure. You know, and like there's one song in particular on here. It's called Phil's Song. It's about a friend of mine who he lost his life on Barton Street due to the roundness of his world, you know.
Yeah.
And so he was a good friend of mine, but you know, he was in that world, you know, and I couldn't do anything for him, you know.
And people see that shit on TV a lot of times, but in Hamilton, it's a real little city.
Yeah, man.
Right.
You know, it's
People forget that there's only half a million people here. So
yeah, you know, and in the downtown, you know, maybe 300,000-400,000. You know, it can be, you know, stuck in what you would call it, you know, the city per se, but it's got all the texture. You know,
yeah.
It's the real deal. It's got the history.
It's
got the right side of the
it's a
tracks, the
steel
wrong side
town,
of the
man.
tracks. And when you walk and you feel that, like, this isn't a movie set. This is the real
No.
deal. And this is why I
What-
think a lot of the good music comes out of here.
and
Yep.
this is again why the film industry focuses on Hamilton now. So
Yeah.
a lot of the major videos that are going to be shot, you'll see a lot of them done here. Yourselves, you'll be doing videos here as
Yeah,
well.
Ryan
So-
Cannon Video. You know, keep in mind, Ryan Cannon produces some awesome videos. And there's going to be links to some of the stuff that he's doing. Yeah,
I got an awesome one in the works. 40 Sons we're going to get on here pretty soon.
Yeah,
right
they don't
on.
they don't
Young
need the one
guys.
to see in
Great
the
rock
chair.
band, man.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
a great rock band. I've seen
Awesome
them
guys,
a few
too.
times. They're
Yeah.
great guys, man.
He's done one for West Memphis Suicide. It's just fantastic
Another great
video.
band,
Fabulous.
Yeah,
Sure.
You know, and these are, you know,
Fabulous.
Ryan likes to rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I,
Ryan's a rocker. So we should dig this Tommy Gunn
You should
CD,
dig-
bro.
dig-
I'm loving it so far. Yeah. That's right up my alley.
Right on, bro.
What did you decide to put up next?
I think, you know, I want to hear Evelyn because it's a great Hamilton story about the infamous Evelyn Dick, who was femme fatale, and she was one of the few women who were skilled at certain arts in the 50s at the time, and she had many gentlemen callers that helped her sustain a lifestyle, which wasn't that much above love, modest or whatever. But apparently she was impregnated and had a child that was going to get in the way of things, and so
And a husband, too.
Yeah, a husband too, who went
getting away of Daddy's game.
Yeah,
because Daddy pulled all the strings.
Yeah,
Daddy's the one who made all her calls happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So she was. And like the Lizzie Bordens and like the great infamous women, it's like there's 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, and the possibilities of like who was she a victim or was she the mastermind?
Right.
Correct.
You got a point there. Nobody really will ever know, right?
Right.
No.
And so I wrote Evelyn Dick, and my father, he helped me, and it was based on my opinion, of what happened basically in
Carrick Avenue, just a few blocks from
in
here.
1946, and it was
the husband,
coast to coast, huge story, like big sensation.
Yeah, and, it was actually worldwide with the Buck Torso, obviously, but I mean, the husband's body was found scattered from here to Niagara.
Google it, people. You'll be educated about the kind of stuff that we live and get to play in every day here.
Again,
in Hamilton.
Everything about the Hammer.
Everything about the Hammer. This is a great Hamilton story. This is Evelyn on Kevin's Barbershop, barbershoppodcast.com.
Dig it.
yeah, okay, you know, is this your goddamn fucking show? And we got to remember, we can swear here, so fuckity fuck, you know, and if you're offended, I'm sorry.
Now he's taking over.
But he's telling his fucking stories about Evelyn Dick, and she was a busy girl, what the hell. And Ryan was saying that he thought he was living in the infamous Evelyn Dick house, but you were a neighbor. I
was the opposite number.
You were the one who could have done something.
Yeah,
crazy nightmares.
And I was in the attic too.
It was called soaking through to the bone. Good stuff.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Thank you.
No, we kept talking about that baby grind, eh?
Yeah. I've already, like the second or third show, I talked about a kitten getting squashed in the window upstairs. So it's like, I really don't know what, you can't really top that one, eh?
We will.
We will. We'll work hard on it.
We'll talk off the record.
We'll work hard, yeah. Kirk couldn't tell stories because he's like, they're all incriminate people. And when I say incriminate, I mean go to jail.
And I mean me.
Exit stage left.
That's it.
So tell me, I hear a lot of different kind of influences there. What were your big influences? What did you love? What did it for you first? What lick or what song or what band? What was the things, kind of music that you were really into when you were a young teenager, when you started to loving music?
Led Zeppelin.
And then you had two different jackets. The
Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden,
Yeah.
you know, Queensryche, those bands, you know. They were real big influences on me, as well as locally. Teenage Head, you know,
correct.
Sonny Del Rio, you know what I mean? Crowbar, you know, Ray Materick, you know, like, you know.
A little bit of everything, but
it's like, you know, everybody loves those first bands, you know, Zeppelin. Everybody loves those bands.
You know, we're doing the Beatles tennis rackets when we were kids.
Beatles,
you
for
know,
sure.
Yeah, Beatles,
Moody
for
Blues,
sure.
you know, like Elton John, you
Stones,
know,
The Who,
the Stones, totally, the Who, yes, which was just the other.
all
here,
the icons, all the big icons.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was a guitar rock. It still makes me really, really, really happy. You know,
Yeah,
when you have an
for
electric
sure.
guitar and you put an amp just set right, nothing makes you feel
Right.
like anything like that.
And even
It's a
younger,
passion, man.
the Terranai Experiment.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, if you haven't heard of the Terranai Experiment, check it out. It's
So
online.
tell us about what the Terranai Experiment is, because you were mentioning it earlier and it sounded really interesting.
It's one song, 45 minutes long. Don't get me wrong, there's tracks, but if you listen to it from start to finish. It's one continuous play, and it's something you haven't heard before. I guarantee it. And it's something that you'll really enjoy. I guarantee that as well.
It is unique, and it is and was about 20 years in the making.
Yeah.
So, it's
Wow. You know, they just revisited it. Man. That's all.
quite a few
20
times.
years.
They wrote it when I was a kid, and they revisited it and recorded it 20 years later.
But he's schmoozing it. He's selling it.
I know he is.
That's
He
the
is.
sauce, right?
Georgie, how much is Georgie paying you? Jesus Christ almighty.
You know, George, you don't tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's obviously the two parts to the music, right? There's the business side of it, and then there's
that's it.
The passion side, which is the fun side, which is the business of fun. I always said that if I was booking a club or working in the entertainment end of a club or something, I would say, listen, it's a fucking beer. You can't charge $5-6 for a beer. People can buy a beer for $1 or $1.50. They don't come here for your beer or sit in your fucking chair. They come here to have a good time. You are selling. You're not selling beer. You're selling a good time.
Exactly.
Give me fucking money to sell a good time.
Exactly,
You know?
man. You hit it.
This is it, and the bar owners, I think, are starting to actually come back into reality.
Yeah, because
when you look around,
you get what you pay for, and I think you're
this
seeing
is
it in some cases that there's so much talent, though. I mean, you're going to find it everywhere you look, but it was like there's an infusion and people say, hey, they're successful, what's their deal? Well, what have they got? You know, people can only take so much of a certain type of thing that doesn't feature live music, which live music, that face can change all the time. You know, it's not like you're only going to play one type of music, you know, and the people who love music, you know, you'll get all different stripes going in there.
So and speaking like Tommy was saying with all the icons, that's the best rock show you're going to see is Tommy Gunn.
Yeah,
It's got everything you need. from start to finish.
You got that right, man.
Yeah.
It's rock and roll with a twist of metal. That's what I like to say, man.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
And was it Ray Materick who quoted, who said it sounds like you just walked into the party?
That's right.
Put the CD on.
Put the CD on. Sounds like you just walked into the party.
He's a fabulous guy, and just in case Ray's watching too, I want to thank him for doing them posters up for us.
Yeah, he's a multi-talented guy.
The guy is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, he's
very creative.
He's a Renaissance man, we'll call him.
Yeah.
Very creative.
All right. Now I'm going to play the harmonica. No, I'm not going to play the harmonica. Just looking at that. Just looking at some stuff. 2 minimum. Maximum.
Yeah. Minimum, man. Minimum.
Is it minimum? I don't know. Oh.
I'm going to go with your minimum.
Yeah. A little bit of both. Chatty, friendly guys.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play. We got time for one more, a little bit of chat, but I wanted to play the tune "No Just Us, Just Us."
That's
so
right.
We'll play on words, but it's got a story in itself.
Well, it's personal experience. I could get into a long story about it, but I'm just gonna say it's the Graiseley Boys at their finest. It's my father on sax and my son Jeffrey on drums. He's great. And, it's about the injustices where, a guy will go to jail for 2 joints, and yet a kitty diddler is out the next day. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And,
And it's all about the attitude in Hamilton, because, you know what? Most people grow up very sheltered. And if you don't, you know what? We're all to do the same thing. There is no justice. There's just us.
Yeah,
and exactly. You know what?
Another great tag for Hamilton, like you said.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And on the other side, I grew up with, and so did Tommy, with 2 dads saying, it's always been said, if you want to murder somebody, bring them to Hamilton because you'll get away with it.
Yeah.
Holy cow, man.
Yeah.
So
it does have a reputation.
It does. It does. Not a lot of guys go to jail for murder in Hamilton.
No. I don't even think it happens in Hamilton, right? There's no gay people in Iran.
No.
There's no murders in Hamilton.
No.
There's accidents.
Yeah.
And there's medical conditions. Shit, yeah.
It was always take it outside and duke it out, man. That was it. You know what I mean? Put the guns and knives away. Take it outside and duke it out. That's Hamilton, Brian.
That's not our world now. That's the problem.
Stabby McStabster should have turned into Shooty McShootster, and Punchy McPunchster is like fucked.
They wrote a song about that, I think.
Fabulous.
All right. There's a little bit of No Justice, Just Us from Unleash the Hounds, a new CD from Tommy Gunn.
Thanks for having me on the show, Kev.
Yeah, thanks for having us,
Kev.
Really
pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Love it.
Peace all.
Okay.
I read the news today, I was blown away. Seen some guy got jail time for just 2 days.
this is what it is. Tommy Gunn, Unleash the Hounds. It's available right now. iTunes, CD Baby, TommyGunn.ca. Visit the website. Go down and see Brad and Scott and at Cheapies or anyone down at Dr. Disc. They're all good to help you out.
And Crash
Suzanne,
Landing.
she'll help
East
you out
End.
at the end there.
Crash
Chris,
Landing
yeah,
down
they're
East
good.
End.
Good supporters of Hamilton Music. So
And Facebook.
And Facebook.
Yeah.
Visit us on
Tommy
Facebook.
Gunn,
We'll get it
add
out
me,
to you.
man. I accept all ads.
You know, and don't be afraid to whore yourself out, like Boxo Studio, for example, which is on Facebook. Or,
You'll find them attached to our
I like say hi to my daughter Danielle. Hi Danielle, because she's the love of my life. She was born on Valentine's
how
Day.
old is she?
She's 23.
Good. So I can say fuckity fuck, and I'm not getting in trouble. I say it in front of my kids, and they're way, way, way younger.
Yeah.
So I guess.
Yeah,
I
when
know,
we
you
were
know
young.
what? They're all just saying it back now, so.
Yeah, she's a good girl. And Jeffrey, my son, and Kimberly.
All right.
And all you
I'd like
people
It all
out
comes
there.
from the love, and there's a lot of love. in
One
this
love,
city.
man. Lots
hi
of
to
love.
Susie, hi to all my good friends. You know what? Everybody. Get
Everybody.
aboard here.
Get on
Peace,
board
man.
and love
Support
it.
each
Peace.
other.
All right.
Peace.
From Kevin's Barbershop, barbershoppodcast.com. Have a good night. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.